Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Predators. So Predators was released on the 8th of July 2010. The director's name I cannot even pronounce, so I'm not even going to have a go at it, to be fair, because I generally really cannot pronounce his name. It was made on a budget of 40 million US dollars and made 127.2 million US dollars. Cast in this movie consists of Adrian Brody, Lawrence Fishburne, Alice Braga, Topper Grace, plus many, many others. So in this next installment in the Predator franchise, we actually get to see humans being transported to the Predator's planet, which is basically a game reserve where they are basically being hunted by these predators. These people are a mixture of mercenaries or different, like either gang members or military people picked from Earth, taken to this planet because obviously they become good hunting sport, and the fact that obviously with their military background and how good they are at doing what they do, it makes it a bit more interesting for the predators. Now, what do I honestly think about this movie? I feel a rant coming on. Now, I actually do generally like the idea of this movie. I really, really do. It's something different. We get to see the predators. That's the next movie review. Um, Predators on their home planet and all that kind of stuff. What my biggest one of my biggest problems is I think they failed to capitalize on giving them a bit more of a backstory. There is a little bit of a backstory to them, but it's so minute, it's unbelievable. Also, my biggest bugbear of this goddamn fucking movie is that I do not appreciate the fact that I get to see a predator, the original predators that I grew up with, the ones that I love from Predator 1, from Predator 2, get dicked over and beaten by a predator that I've never seen before and I don't actually particularly like in any way, shape, or form. If I went to the cinema to see this, I would have kicked off. No, I would have done. I would have said something out loud because it really bugged the shit out of me. It really, really did. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand what they're doing, but the original Predators is what makes a Predator movie for me. This is what I want to see. I want to see the original Predators doing what they do best. Yes, you can chuck in a few odd storylines in there. I know that essentially a Predator movie will be pretty much all the same, but you can give them new tech. You can do a different kind of storyline with this, which they are technically doing. You can give them some new weaponry, just put some twists and turns into this movie. But the fact they killed off my favourite Predator really bugs, it really does grate on my shit. It really, really does. I and the fact that they didn't even give him that good of a fight scene in this. It's more like I'm gonna push you, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna pretty much fall over, and then you're gonna kill me. And that is my biggest bugbear of this movie. I'm not saying this is an unwatchable movie. All I'm saying is for me, and these are my personal opinions, is that Predator movies to me is to see like the original Predator or even the Predator from Predator 2 kind of race species instead of these new species which are a bit more aggressive, I have to admit, who have no fucks, but they're people that Predators that I didn't actually particularly like because they're not what I'm used to. I would, like I said, it's not an unwatchable movie. I understand what we're trying to do here. Maybe it's me just holding on to what I've seen in past Predator movies. That's basically what it could be. And I understand if that rant is a little bit overboard, but for me, it's the one reason why I don't particularly like this film, and the reason why I've only watched this movie once. Right, now that's that rant over. Um, to be honest with you, it kind of sorts it out for me. That whole rant. Performances in this are not the best. in any way, shape, or form. Adrian Brody putting on that voice was seriously not bad, but really, really off. Knowing that I saw him in King Kong or in his past movies, that was just like, okay, okay, I don't like the voice. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to beef him up a little bit. I did kind of like him, to be fair, but it's that voice that really put me off the performance as such. Other performances in here. Lawrence Fishburne is one of the biggest actors in the world, to be fair. He played in The Matrix, and they gave him like a 10-15 minute slot where he was just lost his mind. Yes, okay, you may think, well, no, actually, he didn't pull that off very well, in my opinion, either. Um, Other performances in this, yeah, they're all okay. They're not the best in the world. There is a subplot line that goes on in this movie which becomes apparent, or it's, I have to be honest with you, it is a little bit predictable because everybody that's chosen to go on that planet has done something um, to warrant being on that planet. So it does become evident that there is one person in that whole of the group which has done something which I'm not telling you straight away, and that basically unfolds and unravels. And Adrian Brody's character spends most of this time trying to find a way off this planet. He finds the original predator kind of species. He asks them for help. They were okay with it. You know, we're going to help you. And then the big battle between this different species and the original species of predator happens, and that is where everything just crumbles. It's Predator. Predators do not get tied up. I know this new species is a little bit stronger and a little bit more aggressive, but there should have been a bit more of a fight, to be fair. Should have been a bigger fight. And I know it sounds like, you have to understand that these are my own personal opinions. I am a huge fan of the original Predator movie. I also love Predator 2. So when they bring a new Predator along, it's very difficult for me to watch because I do find that that first movie will never ever be beaten. The second movie, okay, I know it's not as good as the first one, can't be beaten either. It's just that simple for me, I'm afraid. And okay, I know it sounds like I'm putting hate on this movie. I get that. I understand that. And I'm not saying it's an unwatchable movie. I'm just saying for me, it didn't work for me because of my love for the original Predator. But I do like the concept of what they were trying to do here, putting it in a different setting on their world, picking the people off from Earth, transporting them. They do it seasonal, like I think it's every year or something like that. And even if you do survive, you don't leave the planet anyway, or they'll just keep hunting you until they get you. Um, I like that kind of side of it. I would like to have seen a bit more of them go into the depth to the Predator universe and more about them, which if I remember, they did quite well. They touch on it briefly, but there's not a huge amount in there, to be fair, which is a little bit of a disappointment because I'd like to know. You don't really get to see a little bit more of their planet until Relegrim, and that is not the best movie in the world, I have to be honest, which I'll review that at another later date as well. Um, so if I was to rate this, and knowing that this is just a personal rating because of my love of the first one, I could possibly only give this a 4 out of 10. And the only reason why I am is because, yes, I do like the concept of what they were trying to do, but they failed to pull this off. And then the original Predators in here, which is what I went to see. I wanted to see them do some ass kickery or them or something on the lines of the original Predator to then get dicked over by this new Predator, which I didn't particularly like. And I have to be honest with you, I did not like that Predator in any way, shape, or form. And I can't even remember their species name, but it's just, I didn't enjoy that. The fight scene between the two species was crap. I have to be honest. There was a big dramatic build up, and you think, oh, here we go. Our Predator's going to kick some ass, and it just basically goes, oh, please don't hurt me. Kind of, it felt like that kind of scenario. It just laid down too quickly, and the fight scene was just not there for me between those two species, and that's the reason why I'll give this a 4 out of 10. Like I said, the performances are okay, and this Adrian Brody's the only disappointing bit about Adrian Brody's character is that voice, because I know what his real voice sounds like, and that put on voice was just a bit like, okay. But I understand why they did it. Other performances like Lawrence Fishburne, they could have done a lot more with a lot of the characters in here, to be fair. Storyline in this is pretty much very predictable, I have to be honest. Um, and that is, like I said, I know it sounds like I'm putting on hate on this. You guys, if you haven't seen this movie, you might actually watch it and actually really enjoy it. But I just hold too much love for that first Predator movie, and hence the reason why I can only give this a 4 out of 10. So, on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.